young people, all of us.
Leaders, politics.
Nobody's ambition is what's the blood.
I have fought a very firmly.
Natural occurrence, war, and the world economy.
I belong to everybody, and I belong to nobody.
ATN covers it all on Atn Politics today.
Glad to have you back. If you're just joining, you're watching Atn Politics. And with me in the studio is Mr. Charles Uve. Mr. Charles, glad to have you on the program. Welcome. Well, it's been a while. Let's begin with the issue for consideration. The first issue which brought us on the new Nigerian People's Party. The NNPP has suspended two party chieftains. Founding member of the party, Dr. Boniface Adnieboma, and the party's national publicity secretary, Comrade Agbo Major. The two individuals were suspended on account of anti-party activities. The suspension was announced by the party's national chairman, Malam Kawu Abba Ali. Mr. Ali noted that the founding member of the party, Mr. Boniface Anyabong, has allocated powers to himself to the extent that he went to the level of reversing the decisions made by the NWC of the party. And it was quite unfortunate, and no responsible party would look at, sit back and watch an individual, override the decision of the NWC. The two individuals have been suspended. This is coming after the party dissolved its ESCOs in 10 states. Some of those states, where ESCOs were dissolved, include Enugu, Ikiti, and in the north, Kisena State was one of those states that saw their ESCOs being dissolved. Although those states where the ESCOs have been dissolved have, dragged the party to court, challenging the decision of the party to, dissolve the ESCOs in the state, describing the actions of the party as illegal. Well, no one knows where the NNPP is actually heading at this point. They accuse the national leader of the party, Rabiu Kwankwaso, of anti-party, activity, romancing with the All Progressive Congress's leader, that is President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. But let's hold on here and get back to Mr. Charles. Mr. Charles, what do you make of the development in NNPP? Just not too long, in July, we discovered that the party has suspended, dissolved ESCOs in 10 states, and that before we realized, right now, two leaders of the party, the national publicity secretary of the party, who actually announced the dissolution of those ESCOs in those states, is now facing, suspension. Interestingly, the dissolution was on account of anti-party activities. So it seems nobody is spared in NNPP. Let's get your take quickly.
Well, it's not all about NNPC, but it's politics in Nigeria as a whole. All the political parties I have known have been passing through the same issues. Political wrangling, leadership tussle has been one of the major challenges that we have been facing in Nigerian politics. But let me begin by saying that Nigeria as a people are always quick in judgment, and our judgment are based on hearsay. And also, there's one thing I just want us to impression, or one thing that I want us to understand. We must have to clearly define what is anti-party. Okay? Yes, if we do not define it clearly, we will always get it wrong and judging people wrongly. If, for example, I am in the PDP and you are in the APC, before we join politics, we have been friends or maybe relatives, right? Okay. And then we'll be doing business aside of political associate. We'll be in what? business associate, and then you win an election, is it a taboo in the Constitution that as an opposition party I should not go and congratulate you? And if it is a taboo, then we should spell it out. If it's not a taboo, what I have been known that there's nothing wrong in an opposition going to congratulate another opposition, right? Okay. So in Nigeria, they believe that once you are in a political party, it's become like a war. You don't need to romance with another person. When they see you associate with another person.
When you begin to talk about romance, the word romance sounds intimate. Some would prefer associate. When you say romance,
Well, I use that lexicon in such a way that it's a popular one.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a popular one in the political lexicon. Okay. So yeah, in Nigerian political lexicon, they use romance or hobnob. Okay. You hobnob with opposition member, right? So until we define ourselves very clearly in that aspect, so that we will not be seeing people because they are friends before politics, and they should not be practicing friends, or they will not be seen in public scene. They may be in a closed door that they should discuss business. No, to me, if somebody, except if I am going there to go and reveal the secret of my political party, okay, and then that will account as well an opposition and anti-party from such an individual. So what am I saying? Kwankwaso is going to meet the leader of the APC, which also happened to become the president of Nigeria, Federal Republic of Nigeria. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is his leader presently. He's the president of Nigeria, and then he's president of every political party as far as he has met or they are announcing the president. So he's going there.
Disagree with you.
No.
He's the president of Nigeria, but not the leader of political parties, because political parties are independent bodies.
He is going there on what base? Is it a personal base, or he will go there and discuss politics? Nobody knows what they discuss. So that's why I'm telling you, he's just going there as his leader, maybe as his friend, okay, to discuss personal issues. That's why I say until we define it clearly, if you are a leader, if you are from another political party, you are not being seen to another political parties maybe having an occasion, you should not be seen there. But as far as Nigeria is concerned, occasion, okay, and it happened to be that that person that they are celebrating also have associates across all political parties, and the member from the other political party go there to show solidarity. Then the political party there, especially the passive enemy within the world, internal politics, begin to see that person as if it's an enemy of the party.
I don't seem to understand. Yes, agreed that some persons feel, Kwankwaso has engaged in anti-party activity, but we're talking about, dissolving 10 ESCOs in the ESCOs in 10 states, from ward to the state ESCO. The party did not stop there. Just yesterday, they announced the suspension of a founding member as well as the National Publicity Secretary. So, is it that those perhaps some persons who want to say the national leader is engaged in anti-party activity, what they just do is that they suspend you or they expel you from the party, or I don't seem to get it. So people shouldn't air their view. Once you air your view, you would be considered as someone who has engaged in anti-party activity.
That's exactly what I'm saying, right? The leaders need to have a mechanism in resolving issues such like this, okay? It's not just that you just see somebody from, talking to another member from an opposition party, and then you conclude that the person is doing anti-party, right? So since it's not just for Kwankwaso alone. And this thing has been, just like I said from my introductory this part of this conversation, that it has become a political norm. It's becoming a political norm in Nigeria. Look at, let me jump to, sorry to mention them, and because it is in the public domain, I didn't need to say sorry. Wike, for example. Wike, I don't know right now, presently he's still in the PDP, right? Because he has never denounced his party. He still believes in his party. Even during the electionary campaign, he was one.
No, he's still a member of the party, and he has not resigned his membership, and the party has not sacked him.
Right.
But he's working for APC.
He's working for APC. This is very clearly that those are people that you say, okay, now they are doing anti-party. Yet, okay, the PDP have the patience to see wait until they will call the party in order, and they call their members in order to ask them, are you with us or no? You are not with us. If you are not with us, then denounce us publicly, right? So that is what this Obasanjo did. Obasanjo denounced his membership publicly to the point that he tore his membership card, right? Because he was called to order. So the party leaders should be calling their members in order, asking such pertinent questions. Are you still with us? If you are with us, the way your association with the other political party is signaling what danger in our political party. So you should reduce, or you should do it in a closed door, so that people will not suspect. Because Nigeria, in politics in general, okay, there are a lot of gossip going on. When you just see with somebody will just snap and then begin to bring in issues that are not to be found. So remember how to be very careful. They should clearly define their intentions for the political party, allegiance to the political party, and then do it in such a manner that everybody in the political arena will know that this person belongs to the political party. This going here and there will definitely bring a lot of issues. But coming to the NNPC, right? NNPP, I mean to say, the political party was haphazardly, established just for the sake of getting power within that political system, electionary time. So the party is not strong. It's just a baby party. Let me put it this way.
Baby party that is almost 20-something years. It was established sometimes around 2001, thereabout.
Yeah. But nobody hear about it again. It have gone to oblivion. Okay? But later on resurrected again through what? The candidate of the political party, who is very well known political actor, the person of Engineer Rabi Kwankwaso. He came and resurrected the party again. So I can still say the party is still crawling. So you must have to have such issues, especially during the presidential election. And you see, the party itself was not, people did not get it right, because they're just looking at one man. It's a one-man show. It is Rabi Kwankwaso party. And then that's why you see he did not get it across board. It's only the canon that the Kwankwaso got it right.
He just raised a fundamental issue that I would like us to, take from. You said, because the party was babyish and, the party was tied to one man, which is Rabi Kwankwaso. We saw what happened. They only got, votes from Kanu, and aside Kanu, the party didn't do well in other states. And the issue would be, right now, the party did pretty well, excellently well in Kanu. They had the governorship position, they claimed it. Even at the presidential election, they won the elections in Kanu. But the issue here is, there's every need for the party to expand, move away from Kanu and extend to Kaduna, Katsina, come to North Central, Nasarawa, Benue, and even move down south. But with what is actually playing out right now, people being suspended, schools being dissolved on a daily basis, or almost frequently. What do you see happening to the party? Do you think the party will grow further or it will shrink? I don't know.
if the party continue on this trend, it is moving into doom, in the sense that the party is not on its feet as it stands now. So suspending people, okay, who have agreed to work with the party because of suspicions that they are working with other political party, then you should call everyone to order. You call a meeting. I don't know whether they have done that. Let me not just conclude. You have to call all the actors together on the round table and then discuss issues, pertinent issues such like you have been seeing other members from your party, especially the leaders, moving from one political party, having association with other political parties' leaders, and you don't understand as a leader. You want to know. State it clearly here in this meeting. If you are with us, let us know. If you are not with us, there will be a room to ask them. I know no any political party will allow this his member to go, right? We always want everybody, and we believe everybody is very important, especially in politics. But if you see that their stay in the party is causing havoc or is causing crisis, you have no loss when you ask them to leave peacefully. I think, to me, it is better that way than allowing them, accommodating them to spoil the party further. But to me, I would also want to advise the leadership of the party to call all the stakeholders together and then have a common vision of the party. You know, just like I always say here on this program, that we don't have political ideologies in Nigeria. Our ideology is to grab power. And when we grab power, we share position, appointment, and that is all. We don't analyze what ideas or the ideologies per, what we can say, in 4 years, we want to achieve this as a party. We want to bring this to the world, to the governance, the new team to the governance. Nobody is thinking of that. They would allow other people the euphoria of what? Of getting power, understand? And then we leave the main thing, even though there is a political party, to some extent you can say they are ideology, but they are just paperwork. When it comes to reality of it, they don't go by such ideology. So I will advise that our leader should begin to learn this politics. We borrow it from elsewhere, especially the American system of democracy. We should begin to learn the way they do their own. Let us copy it right than what we have been experiencing at this moment.
Well, we just hope that Nigerian politicians and political parties will be able to adopt the best form of politics that actually reflects ideological different political parties. Well, let's hold on here and go on a short break. When we return, we'll be bringing you the next issue that borders on the All Progressive Congress. Please don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Every day, our lives are changed by history.
We are one people, all of us.
Leaders, politics,
Nobody's ambition is what's the blood.
I have fought a very firmly.
natural occurrence, war, and the world economy.
I belong to everybody, and I belong to nobody.
ATN covers it all on ATN Politics today.
We're glad to have you back. If you're just joining me watching ATN Politics, and I've been speaking with Mr. Charles Uve, well, our next for consideration has to do with the All Progressive Congress. The national chairman of the party, Abdullahi Ganduje, has pledged to resolve all the crises that trails the replacement of national and zonal ESCOs of the party. Mr. Ganduje disclosed this when he, after his closed-door meeting with Kogi State Governor Yaya Bello, Governor Ganduje stated that the crisis that borders on the replacement of the party will be dealt with amicably. I recall that following the announcement of leadership replacement by the National Working Committee of the party, many state ESCOs rejected the position of the NWC, particularly the Kogi State chapter of the All Progressive Congress through its national chairman, its state chairman, dismissed and rejected the announcement of Duru Mesoku as the national publicity, deputy national publicity secretary of the party. He said that the state ratified Yahya Ismail as the replacement for the state, and the party was expected to accept the state's ESCO's position and not the position by the NWC. However, according to indications, they said the choice of Duru Mesoku was based on presidential interest. The party, the leader of the party, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, had interest in those who were selected. But of course, it did not go down well. Yahya Bello had to storm the national secretariat of the party to interface with Ganduje. After the meeting, Ganduje promised to resolve all pending issues on his party. Yahya Bello expressed confidence in the leadership of the party. Well, let's hold on here and get back to our guest, Mr. Charles Uve. Mr. Charles Uve, the issue here is, what do you make of this development? People resigned their positions in the party, and there was supposed to be a replacement. State schools are saying, we are supposed to send you a replacement. But from nowhere, the National Working Committee announced replacement. Of course, you recall that someone like Kyari was replaced by Ali Lori from Borno State, who is now the deputy, the vice chairman of the party. And you have Mary Mary replacing Beta Edu, the national women leader. Well, let's get your take quickly.
Well, the replacement of the vacancy in the political in the party by the working committee, Central Working Committee, is not a bad one. Mr. President is the leader of the party. He can as well, okay, play a part, okay. If you really want to replace somebody to another person, he still have that right to do so, okay. So, but where you need, as a president, you need to also consult the stakeholders in order to carry everyone along, so that they will be in the system, and they know that they are part of the person that you have. If you bring somebody that is not in alignment with the state school, it will definitely jeopardize the state, okay, actors, because they will not follow such a leader. They will not pay allegiance to such a leader, because they will believe it's from what? From the above. So if we really want a leader that will be embraced by all political actors, and the one that can still give the result at the end of the game, is the one that everybody, okay, or let's just say the majority, you understand, of this of the actors have accepted or nominated. It's not just do it in such a manner that you look at them as if they don't have a say in the system. And politics is all about a group coming together to agree, okay, to
take power, and share,
and then share
what is needed.
Yeah. So the leader must understand that until they understand the politics to this angle or perspective, that I can't do it alone. That's why there's this popular adage that says, if you can't make a forest, you cannot make a forest. So as a leader, though they have given you that opportunity to do so sometimes, but it's not all time. In some rare cases, they'll say because they see that the state actors cannot agree at a particular point in time. Okay, so somebody, a neutral person, can as well say, okay, now since I have seen that you are having difficulty in bringing a leader, let me resolve it. Then they will give you that respect for as a national leader to what you, okay, now I'm bringing this person, okay, to resolve the issues. in the state, and then sometimes it will go well with everybody. But by the time it will not go well with everybody, okay, so like the one in Kogi State, I think that is the good thing that His Excellency Yahya Bello have done. Okay, he went straight to the national chairman to discuss issue with him, and I also respect Ganduje by accepting their complaint, and then also promise that they will come to 10, and that is what it's supposed to be. And I trust the leadership of Ganduje to resolve it amicably.
Well, trusting the leadership of Ganduje to resolve this issue amicably, you will agree with me that even Ganduje himself, his selection and eventual appointment as leader of the party, because he didn't actually come for an election, many actually were not happy with what happened. You recall that Salim Lukman has to resign, insisting that Abdullahi Adamu's replacement has to come from Nasarawa State. That is how it's supposed to be, and not bringing it from somewhere. And so if you have this antecedent, we have this history of things going the way they want to go, not minding what people feel. Do you think this promise by Ganduje will make any difference? That's one hand. And the second hand is Kogi State is going into an election come November, although Ganduje has said he believes in the capacity of Yahya Bello to deliver the state. But with these issues, where do you see the APC heading? Mind you, the People's Democratic Party is very strong in that state. They have Dino Melai contesting, flying the People's Democratic Party ticket.
Well, I will agree with you. The Ganduje selection by Mr. President, let me put it very clearly, in a clear term. Okay, I don't want to sugarcoat that is the working committee. No. It was Mr. President idea of producing a national chairman, His Excellency Laji Ganduje, because I think to him, bringing somebody in Nasarawa State to replace Abla Adamu, and which everybody was insinuating it will be Tanko Al-Makura, the former governor of Nasarawa State, who also contested for the position, and at the verge of it, the whole thing turned against him in favor of his elder brother. And since that time, there have been issues within the Nasarawa politics between the two leaders. They have their apostles, those that are following them. So their followers, they were looking at it that it was the former President Muhammad Buhari, that picked Abdullah Adamu against the will of the people. But because he's the leader of the party, and he had influence in bringing whoever that will become the national chairman, the people have no choice, and he commands respect, especially to the north. Whatsoever he said, even though it did not go down well with them because of the culture and the religion tendency, okay, he's the leader, from there everybody will just, okay, no problem, his choice is ours, we have no choice, let's just accept it. But down deep from their heart, they were not happy with the choice of Abdullah Adamu against Tanko Al-Makura. So picking somebody from Nasarawa State, the politics in Nasarawa State will be at stake. So I believe he understands it in that perspective. That's why he don't want to bring, hurting the political tension in Nasarawa State, because the other camp from the Al-Makura will begin to have issues with the camp of Abdullah Adamu. Okay. So at the end of the day, you see the Nasarawa State APC will polarize. Okay. At the end of the day, the chances of them, you can also understand, they will not even win presidential election in the state, right? So that also is very fresh in the mind of Mr. President. So you look at it in that way, bringing somebody from that state, to replace another person in the same state with aggravating the situation. So that's why you look at it carefully, meticulously, and then bring somebody from a different zone
against against the party's constitution, because the constitution provides that your replacement has to come from your state.
Well, I did not take my time to read all of the constitution, but I read part of the constitution. But I think there is another constitution, a clause there that also, I forget to, but well, I believe there is that constitution, one clause that gives this is the leader of the leverage to select, okay, a leader, okay, when such occasion arise. And so it was in that such occasion that Mr. President looked at it carefully and then said, okay, now, in order not to what, to dampen the chances of APC in Nasarawa State, let me bring somebody from a neutral ground.
But looking at the implication for Kogi State, this issue, right now, the center is not, appearing to be on the same page with and they are heading for an election.
Well, they will come to 10. I know that one for sure. Because they have known very well that if they will do something, it's a serious issue, okay, bring more squabble in the party, they may lose the election to opposition. So I know in politics, it is all some of opinion, okay? It's what they call interest. Everybody have interest, right? So this interest must play. Everybody want to dominate. Everybody want to have his way. So definitely you must have it in all the political parties. And that was from the initial. I told you that politics in Nigeria is all about grabbing power. Okay? So everyone also wants the power to be his or her side. Right? So I know quite sure that the political party leaders in Kogi State, just like I recommend Yahya Bello, His Excellency, for using his wisdom in order to come, okay, to the national chairman, the national secretariat, and discuss with Mr. Chairman in order to resolve the issue amicably. So I believe they know what is at stake right now. Having the person of Dino Milai, who can, is a bulldozer in that state. If you just want to undermine him for your own peril, they know it. So they will not want to bring the issue in such a way that it will have negative or adverse effect in losing their chances to become and to winning the election in this in November, right? So I believe the chairman and the governor, they will resolve those issues amicably.
Well, let's look forward to how that would play out. Would they be asking Mr. Duru to resign his position for Yahya Ismail? What would they be compensating Honorable Ismail with in the near future? Well, let's fold our hands and watch as the issues unfold. We'll be bringing it to you. Please don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this break.
Every day, our lives are changed by history.
We are one people, all of us.
Leaders, politics.
Nobody's ambition is what's the blood.
I have fought a very family.
Natural occurrence, war, and the world economy.
I belong to everybody, and I belong to nobody.
ATN covers it all on ATN Politics today.
We're glad to have you back. If you just joined when you're watching ATN Politics, remember that you can be part of this conversation. All you need to do, should you want to join the conversation, download our app, ATN Live, or you can join us via our socials, Facebook and YouTube. It is Atlantic TV Network. Perhaps you want to join via X, it is Atlantic TV Net. Well, I'll be speaking with Mr. Charles Uwe. Mr. Charles Uwe is a public affairs analyst. And on this segment, what we need to consider, we'll be heading to Zamfara State, where the tribunal has, nullified the declaration of the candidate of the People's Democratic Party, Bashiru Bello, and giving that position to that of the All Progressive Congress, the candidate of the All Progressive Congress, Bashiru Lawal. The candidate, the tribunal, nullify his election on account that he failed to resign his appointment 30 days to the elections. in violation of Section 107, subsection 1 of the 1999 Constitution as amended. The provision of the Constitution provides that a candidate shall not be qualified to contest for an elections of State House of Assembly should he remain, an employee of either the federal or state government 30 days into an elections. And that provision was, violated by Bashir Bello, candidate of the People's Democratic Party. The candidate of the All Progressive Congress was able to prove his case, and as a result, this is one man down for the People's Democratic Party. Recall that the People's Democratic Party in Zamfara State defeated the All Progressive Congress. The candidate of the party, Dauda Lawal, who is the governor now, defeated former Governor Bello Matawali, who is now the Minister of Defense State. Well, let's hold on and get across to our guest, Mr. Charles Ube. Mr. Charles Ube, what do you make of this mistake?
Well, let me say the political party in Nigeria are not learning anything at all. What did I mean by this? Those things keep on occurring year in, year out. The candidate will suffer and at the end of the day win election only because of the lackadaisical attitude from the political internal democracy by political party. They are to screen their candidate thoroughly according to the provision of the Constitution.
Yes, and the Electoral Act.
And the Electoral Act. But yet, you also see that they don't do those thorough check. There will not be check and balances. They will just bring a candidate because they love the face of the candidate, or maybe he's well connected. And since he's well connected, nobody will care to go deep in looking into those things that are as provisional made for him to qualify. They will only know your academic qualification and that is all, and don't care to go into other one. And then the opposition, who know that if I fail in the general election, I still have another chance to grab power from me. So they will go deep and look all those provisions and say, did he meet up with this provision? Until they will dig it deep, and then they will understand that no, there must be a place. So from there they will begin to check, and they will find a fault. And when they find a fault, they will grab that opportunity and they will go and collect that mandate from such individual. This has been occurring. So I think by now, if our political system has been growing, it will begin from the internal democracy. The political party should bring in people during that screening, people that understand the provision of the law and the act, Electoral Act, very well, and then make sure that every candidate meets with the demands of the act before he will be qualified into the race. But by the time they did not do that, just like I explained earlier, because the person is well placed or is being anointed by the governor or Mr. President, and since he has been anointed by Mr. President, then there will no need for anybody to do his job. Then they will start the risk to lose such a candidate and that opportunity in the law, in the court of law, and that is what have played out in the Zamfara, and I believe so many of them is still coming its way. Why? Because we are not learning. Look at what happened in Zamfara, because of let me put that one aside. Let me look at the one in Bayelsa State, the governor, the deputy governor, because of what they did not do thorough work.
David Lyon of the APC.
Yes, okay. They didn't do what is ought to do, and then they lose the chance of that governor in the state. So
at the eve of inauguration.
In the eve of inauguration, a painful one for that matter. He had even do rehearsal, what to do, what to say, and all of that. All of a sudden, he lost his seat. Like Moses in the Bible.
Well, this one has been in the house. Might have presided, or he may have performed one or two plenary activity, and he has to leave.
You have to leave. Why? Because of the word ineffectiveness in the world, in internal democracy. So we need to strengthen our internal democracy. The political party should know that this thing has been happening, so it should not happen again. And then from there, we know that we are learning. But as far as this thing continues to happen, it means that we are not progressing, we are regressing. And I pray that other political party will take this as a deterrent in order to fix their house in order before they will bring a candidate to the race.
This is very, very important. You know, you said most likely others are on the way. Some might be losing the election on account of such silly mistake. The issue is, what does it really take? What will it take for political parties to do due diligence? Because it is cheaper to do due diligence than this we have now. If they have done due diligence, perhaps they won't be losing this position. You saw what happened in Zamfara State, where the entire victory of the All Progressive Congress in 2019 went with the waters. The People's Democratic Party had to take over the governorship position, National Assembly, House of Assembly, on account of silly mistakes. So what do you think is required for parties, political parties, to do the needful?
What it requires is simple. The actors in the system, they should be electing leaders that knows the game, that understand the dynamics of the politics in Nigeria. So there must be people that also are in tune with the constitutional amendment, provision or act in the system. They should know them very well. It's not just be somebody that because he has been in a party for a very long time, and then this is the time for us to just reward him by giving a position. No, it shouldn't be that. It should be people that are confident, people that are qualified, people that understand the game very well, that should be be elected in this position in order to discharge their duty according to the provision and according to the rules of the game. By the time we did not do that, then it means that such thing will continue to occur year in, year out. I pray, as I'm speaking now, I believe most of them are listening to me. And if they are listening to me, please, you should take this message very seriously. Make sure that the politics should not only be about money. Because I have been seeing all through these years of my political experience in Nigeria that most of the world, our leaders are selected because of what they have to offer to the world, to the leaders. Yes, when I mean what they have to offer, yes, you can offer quality leadership, but I'm talking about monetary aspect of it. They monetize everything, and therefore this thing continues to happen in the sense that they are not bringing people that will bring change, a desired change in the system.
Well, we just hope that they are listening to you and they will do the needful. Let's hold on here and go on another break. When we return, we'll bring you the last issue for consideration. Don't go anywhere, we'll be right back.
Every day our lives are changed by history.
We are one people, all of us.
Leaders, politics,
Nobody's ambition is what's the blood.
I have fought a very family.
natural occurrence, war, and the world economy.
I belong to everybody, and I belong to nobody.
ATN covers all on Atn Politics today.
We're glad to have you back. If you just joined in, you're watching ATN Politics, and I've been speaking with Mr. Charles Uve, and we've been looking at issues bordering on political development in Nigeria. Next for consideration has to do with the disagreement between Julius Abre and Lamidi Apapa over a court ruling in Owerri. Abre is saying that what Apapa appears to be saying, that the Court of Appeal has affirmed his leadership of the party. True that Apapa, in a press statement in Abuja, noted that the court in Owerri affirmed one of his candidates. The two factional chairmen actually conducted primary elections ahead of Bayelsa, Kogi, and Imo governorship elections. And while there were disagreement between the candidates, and one had to take the case to court, and the candidate produced by Lamidi Apapa, according to Apapa, said the court actually affirmed him as the candidate, which simply signifies that he is the candidate, the authentic chairman of the party. Noting that while the primaries were conducted in April, there was a restraining order on Abure to stop parading himself as the national chairman of the party. Well, let's hold on here and get across to, I guess, Mr. Way. Mr. Way, what do you make of this? People used to think that Labour Party would be a party that would provide a model of political party in Nigeria. It should be different. But we seem to be having this issue. Let's quickly get your take. For want of time, we have to be very brief.
Well, this issue will now have been emanated as a result of leadership tussle. But it's happening because the level as it stands now, they lose the election, and therefore Lamidi, who claimed to be the leader, or who have been the leader, now they're looking at he's doing anti-party as well. Like I said, all the political parties now, we need to define what is anti-party in Nigeria in a clear term so that we understand. Because he will be accused of doing anti-party, that is hobnobbing with the All Progressive Congress. So they believe that he will not be on their side. He will only there to get information across the world, the APC. So that confident, that belief, is not there again. So definitely this will happen, and therefore, as it is going on right now, we don't know who is the authentic chairman, because the other side is also denying that nothing of this have already occurred. So we don't know now, but what I will say, according to my investigation, is that Lamidi may still lose this judgment. Why? Because the whole political party leaders there don't like him to be there again. He's just forcing himself to be the leader of the All Progressive, Labour Party. And one thing I was thinking that Peter Obi will do, he will just call those the factions leaders together, and then have an amicable resolution, so that there will be a model, a new model, to all political parties to follow. But very unfortunate, whether he have done that before or he's planning to do such. But if he's not done anything and not planning, then I think he's not a good leader to that extent. Because as a leader of a party, assumes some leadership skills in order to resolve crisis. Leadership is what? Solution providers. So if you just fold your hands and say because it's in the court, then you will not do anything else apart from the court, then you are a total failure. I can tell you authoritatively or categorically that I'm a Bola Tinubu president, I'm a Bola Tinubu, have such skills. But by calling all the factions faction, political rivals, bringing them together, harmonizing everything for the world benefit of the party. But if you just want to claim neutral, don't want to take side, then you will not get it right at all.
Well, we just hope that Peter Obi will weigh into the matter. But of course, he has actually taken his position while in Imo Owerri governorship. He actually said the Abure-led faction is the authentic leadership of the party. But in this scenario now, perhaps we would need experts in law, perhaps the Supreme Court to decide who the authentic chairman is. In the meantime, we would like to call it a wrap on the show. Mr. Charles Uwe, thank you for your time, thank you for your contribution. Glad to have you.
Thank you for inviting me.
Well, to our viewers back at home, thank you for being part of ATN Politics today. Remember that you can also contribute to the program, should you want to do that. Via our socials, Facebook and YouTube, the handle is Atlantic Television Network. On X, formerly Twitter, it is Atlantic TV Net. You can download our app, ATN Live, and follow the conversation. Remember that peace and unity are the pathways to progress. I remain your host, Vincent Samuel. Do have a lovely day. Bye-bye.
Every day, our lives are changed by